Where?
I'm thinking that's what's going to be the vibe for this year is we don't want a playoff game. I mean,
Yeah.
he got the 3-year contract though, so
Yeah, he definitely got extended.
They're saying Russ looks good.
I'm extremely optimistic.
I think that's what we needed. We needed some veteran leadership.
We've got it.
in the quarterback room.
We do, and
I mean,
we
even,
lacked that for sure. And like dudes on the team like did not respect the
Steal
quarterback
away.
the quarterback situation last
That
year.
too.
And I mean, when you have a guy that you don't want to play and like win for, and you're like, you guys are all in the locker room, and it's a divide between, oh, I want Kenny as the quarterback, or oh, I want Mason as the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
That's not good.
No.
You're not going to win. But here's the clip. Here's the clip. I'll play it.
Coach, still win. Still for the win, man.
That's a classic.
Man, I'm fucking working, man.
Shout out to the guy that made that video. We'll give him creds. But
Yeah.
that video was pretty awesome. That's like Pittsburgh through and through.
Oh, 100%.
It is 100%.
He's been here a while. I think he's got it. You know what I mean? He's got the yins are down.
Oh, yeah. He
can,
knows.
He can say that and get away with that.
Fresh
for sure.
haircut?
Yeah, self haircut. Shout out
Self-haircut.
shout out to my barber Corey, because I'm a mess when it comes to scheduling appointments. So then, dude, my hair's so bad. I'm like, I gotta cut it myself. I have a
But
three-
that right
You might-
you cut it
You
yourself.
might have a future here, bud.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I have been cutting it. So there's only 3 people in the world that have cut my hair in the past like 15 years. Corey, myself, and Dimitri up in Westminster, because I really needed a haircut. But it's either just Corey or myself. And I got a trifold mirror. Let me tell you, the first couple of times I cut my hair, though, brother, it was a mess.
A little rough.
It was a mess.
How long does it take?
When I first started, see, like, I'm super goofy about the way it looks. Well, whenever I first started, so it probably took me like an hour and a half to cut my own hair at first. Now I'm probably at like the 45-minute range.
I mean, it's solid.
Progress.
I mean, you got a
If-
little fade going on.
Yeah,
the
you
fade,
did
the
good.
fade part I can get down. The scissors part, and my barber Corey, whenever I go back to him, and he's like, "Dude, you fucked your hair up on top." So like I get it close up top, but so I'm sorry, Corey. That if you're seeing this, I did cut my hair, and next time I'm in the barber shop, my hair is probably gonna be messed up
Yeah,
up
he's
top.
gonna have to do a little patchwork.
That's epic.
A little bit,
Yeah.
bit, but I'm just trying to trim it up, so it's not.
Looks good, though.
Thank you, I appreciate
I
it.
tried to cut my hair one time in my life, and you can ask Tyler about this. I had my hairline in the back. You know, I was trying to like do that little buzz thing where it feels good back here when you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was
Like
trying to
square it up or-
Square it up.
yeah.
I was trying to get it real nice back here.
Yep.
Tyler looks at me and goes, "What did you do?" He showed me like a little mirror. I had my hairline up in like the middle of the back of my head. I'm not even kidding. This thing was so far up. It was ridiculous.
It's hard to do. Once you get to the back part of your head, it's really, really hard to do. Especially without that trifold mirror. I vividly remember like holding a mirror here, holding a mirror behind me, and like trying to twist my hand. Dude, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, go to a barber. I'll be the first to say that. Go to a barber.
Yeah, I'm not,
They know their stuff, you know?
They
Yeah.
know their stuff. It's well worth the experience. There's nothing like going into a barber shop.
Oh, yeah.
getting a haircut.
After that experience, that was never happen again. So
Yeah. There's a picture out there too of me whenever I first tried to cut my hair in like freshman year of high school. Completely shaved my sideburn like all the way down to here.
I
Dude,
have
it was
one story
ridiculous.
where I just was like messing with scissors as like a 5-year-old and was like,
5-year-old
Five,
Josh
dude, I
out
was-
here at 5.
and my
cutting his
mom
hair.
was mad. And we
I
had
was
to go to
I was
the hair
15
place.
when I fucked my hair up though. So
Yeah,
don't
I
feel
was
too
a
Yeah, I
little
was in high
child,
school,
but
Yeah.
since then I just let the pros handle it. But except for during COVID, my mom was giving me haircuts because that was the only option.
My
But-
mom's a hairstylist, so shout
Really?
out mom. She's been cutting my hair since I was, little.
Well, there you go.
Gotta
Free
love
Works
that.
out. Free
Free
haircuts.
haircuts are expensive nowadays.
They
You wanna
are.
Talk about that. Like I spent like $70 on a
inflation.
haircut.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's a group thing now. They got expensive haircuts, and
The whole
Corey-
world's expensive.
yeah, it is.
It is. Episode 40, though. Ev Malone.
Episode
Welcome back.
40,
Yep.
4-0.
number 2.
We're climbing up there, you know. We're getting towards the end of season 2 here, but we've had some crazy awesome guests. We can bring back some loyal guests and getting better each step of the way. So welcome back.
Yeah,
There's one
great
thing
to
I
be
want to
here.
know. Can you give us the background of why everyone in your friend group's named Donnie?
Oh my goodness, why we're all named Donnie? We were at my friend Tyler's, not Bages, Tyler Wargo. He's another Tyler who was in our friend group in high school, and he had a pet snake. And we liked to party back in the day. We did some things, and his snake came out. I was laying on the couch. The snake comes out, and he never really came out, but he came out this one night.
Out of his cage?
No. He had like a little like cave in there.
Okay,
And he was
so
usually
he's in the
coiled up,
cage.
and he's in the cage,
Yeah.
in the cave, and he comes out on this stick. And I look over, and I had been partying a little bit, so like I look at the snake, and I go, Donnie's at. And I don't know why or where Donnie came from, but ever since then, all of our friends have been named Donnie, Ricky, yeah, something along.
What do
those
you call
lines.
the heron, the blue heron?
Darren the
Darren
heron?
the heron.
Darren the heron on the golf course. Yeah, I don't know why
Donnie's
we do these
out.
things, but yeah,
It's
Donnie,
funny.
Darren, Terry. Now we just
Terry.
encountered Terry the turkey on the golf course. We just came around the bend. Turkey's always say, "Hey, Ter, what's up, Ter?"
There's something to nicknames, man.
Yeah, we just
And
actually.
names.
It's been brought to my attention that I give everybody nicknames.
You got Long Leap,
Long Leaper,
Long Leaper.
that's Sean Cron, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he-
when I first we became closer at work, and you brought some your cousin in and your friend Tyler
Yeah.
into work there. Everybody's named Donnie, so it'd be like, "Hey, Donnie."
Donnie.
Who are
hey,
we
Don,
talking to?
Donnie, yeah. It gets real
just figure
confusing
out.
for people who's not in the group. It gets real tough sometimes. 'cause
Then you
you're
have Ricky Stawicki.
like, Ricky. I'm gonna be working with Ricky again.
Ricky's
Yeah.
coming with you.
Yeah, and Chuck.
And
Shout
Chuck.
out the homies.
There
yeah,
we go.
The OGs.
Getting the gang back together.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the band back together.
You switching spots? What's the deal?
Yeah, starting tomorrow.
Where at?
Point Park University. Ooh. Yeah, got a nice little promotion, so
Nice.
Fresh spot.
moving up a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go work there instead of doing videos. I'm gonna go
Come on over. You do whatever. I mean,
saute.
you're Josh V on. You do whatever you want.
Dude, some of the pictures that you posted of your food looked absolutely incredible. Let
Yeah.
me gas you up real quick. That looks awesome.
Yeah, been cooking for a long time. I did like that post. It was like I needed something to post other than music, so I just went
Switch
through
it
the
up.
went through the catalog, found all my food pics, and said, you know what I mean, like when they think all you can do is rap, throw, you know what I mean, it was a nice little post.
Throw some
Yeah.
cooking in
Yeah.
there.
Might be a nice little opportunity to switch it up a little bit and mix in some personal content too with the music brand.
Oh, 100%.
Helps build the brand.
Yeah, yeah,
It is true. Like I feel like a profile gets so much better whenever it becomes like more personal about your life and not trying to like put on the facade. And I know we talked
Yeah.
about that so many times, but
it's tough.
once
And
you
I-
add in some personality into it, like about your life, like more than just like the rapping, and you add in like, hey, guess what? I'm a chef too.
yeah, right, absolutely. I think
Everybody
that's how
loves
you
that.
build that's actually how you build like real fans, like
Yeah.
relationships with your fans. Like people, you know, obviously they'll like the music, but if they like you as a person as well, and they can, you know, like vibe with you as a person, I think that just makes that connection that much stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what Gary Vee, our guy, talks about.
Gary Vee.
Is people always ask like, what should I post, or should I create a second account to do this? And his advice has always been, no, just post yourself. Like you are the brand, so like whatever you do is what you do. You know, if you're just a car salesman, post about that. Post about your family. Post about you're going golfing this weekend.
Yeah.
And like people will find that more authentic and like true to your brand, and it helps to build a good reputation. So
100%.
Not that I'm like any social media person at all either, but I think I posted like the pizza review bites.
oh yeah,
Dude, I think there was like 50 likes on the one pizza that I posted of like people, and it's like they want to see just like
Just yeah,
Weird
like,
that
yeah,
and like
right.
vulnerability too is a big thing.
Yeah,
like if you can
100%.
post like your losses as well,
Yeah.
people will be like, oh, like that can relate because that happened to me. Like
Yeah.
Alex Mullen, like, oh, I cracked this dude's windshield while detailing. I'm just kidding. And they'll be
That
like,
would be
oh
something.
shit, that happened
Detail
to me too.
bloopers.
yeah, knock on wood that
It'd be
never
hard to crack a
happens.
windshield during a detail, but I'm sure it's happened.
Oh, it
to
it,
somebody.
It for sure can happen, dude. Let me tell you, it's definitely a possibility because thinking back on it, funny detail blooper story. It's literally the first time I went over to Boz's house to detail his truck, and I was switching out the tips on the power washer.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is why I do this every single time that before I used like
Oh,
the
I know
power
where this is
washer
going.
is so I wanted to go switch the tips to like add in because it was a foam canning into the one that's like the 45-degree angle, whatever. Put it on, and I go to like good good thing that I was doing the wheels. I literally went to go shoot it. Next thing you know, this tip comes like this, flying off. And I'm like, bro, if that was pointed at the truck, I couldn't even imagine the damage that it would do. I was pointing at the ground, thankfully, but now every single time before I change a tip, I literally point it up in the sky.
Yeah.
That's
And
smart.
shoot
Little
it.
test shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody's
make
like,
sure.
what are you doing? I'm like, trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
But
that's-
it could
Trial
easy-
and error.
It could easily happen.
there's
Oh,
a
100%.
story behind anything.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, there's just all kinds of crazy shit that can happen whenever you're dealing with someone's car, and
Oh yeah.
pray that it does not happen.
Yeah, you just want it to go smoothly from the minute you have the keys to the minute you pass it off.
I've been thankful that
Especially
Knock
when
on
it's
wood.
like mobile, when you're like not in a controlled environment too. Things can happen.
And I mean, looking back on it, like whenever I started doing it in like high school, and dude, like I was an idiot. Like man above was looking out for
Yeah,
sure, because
yeah.
like there was some shit that I did like way back whenever people would like let me take their cars whenever I was like 15 and 16, drive them up to my house, and like, dude, it was just ridiculous. Like I could have been glad I got through it though.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
But
How's the golf game coming?
Oh, man.
Spending a lot of time on the links this year.
Yeah. Trying to get better. And I thought I was headed in the right direction. Shot an 89 last week.
Let's go.
Real good. I was happy with it. So we played again the next day, and I'm like, let's ride that 89 into tomorrow. You know, maybe even go a little lower, see what happens. Complete opposite. We're back to square one. I shot like over 110. You know, it was one of those days. But to be
Yeah.
honest, it was hot.
Oh yeah, last
a
week
huge
has been
factor.
brutal.
That heat is a game changer. Because I mean, golf's already a mental sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that heat, if you lose it in that heat, you might as well just sit
Yeah.
down. Because
That's golf for you though. Like you have one great day and you're like, oh, I'm so back. Like I'm him. I'm gonna
I'm
join
him.
the tour. I'm gonna
I'm
be.
him.
I'm not gonna
Look
worry
out,
about
Rory.
music.
yeah, Bryson,
And
look out.
then
Yep.
you have another round, maybe the next day or maybe a month later, and you'll be like,
I'm like,
what
what
the hell?
happened?
But going back to the heat, like the heat can make a huge difference because it makes you tired. It pulls you off your game. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's such a mental game.
Yeah, for sure.
So a lot of times, if you're having fun, that's when you'll play the best because you're not worried. You're not overthinking everything. You're
Right.
not worried about the score because you're just having fun. So when it gets bad is when you start getting frustrated about, oh, I just double bogeyed that, and then it just balloons,
Yeah.
and then you're off your game. Number two, I personally believe there's a big tie with like endurance and like your athletic ability a little bit to do like 18 like consistently.
Oh, man.
Because 9 and 18 is a big difference.
Right.
You can play a great 9, and then once you get into like those 13, 14, 15th holes,
Yeah,
you get
you're
tired,
exhausted. Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you lose it there.
And I
Even
played-
if you're in a cart
And I played 18 the day prior.
2 days in a row, yeah,
Two 18s 2 days in a row. I haven't done that maybe ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to do it again. But
So you think about how hard golf is in general, and then to be able to do 4 18-hole rounds in
That's
a row,
crazy.
and you're walking, you're not even riding.
that's wild.
In whatever conditions you're in. Plus, they're playing like from 7,700 yards, and we're playing from like
Yeah.
6,200.
Right.
It's
so it's just like
ridiculous.
the level that the pros are at is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I really want to go see them in Oakmont next year.
Oh yeah,
for
Oakmont
sure.
next year is gonna be awesome.
That would be dope. I
Pittsburgh.
would love to see that.
We need to go.
Yeah, I heard it's just not even comparable whenever you go to see them actually swing a club in person
Yeah.
and watch them make contact with the ball and watch how the ball like takes flight off of a club. Have you guys like ever watched a guy that can like just absolutely stripe a ball and you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was a dude I went to high school with, Anthony Chicken. I'm gonna give him a shout out.
Shout out Anthony.
And watching him, and like he's not a big golfer. I mean, he is a big golfer, but like didn't play it in high school. But you watch a guy that can like hit a ball, and like, dude, his drive is like this, and like it just like takes off like
Takes
another
off.
level. I'm like, I would just love to see how a pro,
Yeah.
like how the ball travels.
Yeah, like
That
Pro
was
club.
that
Like,
was
it's
even
insane.
my experience, you know, like the first year or two on the golf team at Westminster, being around those guys who are by no means like pros, but they're shooting in the low 80s or like in the 70s during tournaments or in regular play. And you see their drives for first couple times, and you're like, damn.
Mike Bell.
Mike Bell,
Mike
Johnny
Bell.
Stuckert,
Yeah.
Jacob Stuckert.
Okay.
Jake Stucker could rope a ball too.
All those guys can hit it so damn far, and like their ball flight just looks amazing.
How do you? What's the tip for hitting a ball further off the tee box?
To be honest, a lot of it's equipment, number one.
Yeah.
And then number two is also just like, it's called casting the club basically. So like when you're going back, your arms are staying like this, your wrists are turning, and it's creating like that whiplash through. So you're not necessarily like swinging harder, but you're creating like so much like whip effect through the swing that causes your club head speed to go faster, which then makes your ball go faster, which makes it go further. But hitting the ball like hard doesn't necessarily make it go far, because if it spins too much,
Yeah.
it won't go far. It'll
Right.
just like go up in the air and stop.
Yeah.
So you need to basically, that's where the equipment part comes in, and some of it's technique too. But having different shafts, heavier shafts versus lighter shafts, stiffer shafts versus less stiff shafts, where it kicks, so like where it, similar to hockey, like they have kick points in
Yeah.
the shafts, like where it bends at the
Yeah.
most. That can change how the trajectory comes off of having like a 9-degree driver face versus like a 10.5-degree driver face, changes how high or how low it comes off. So there's a bunch of factors, but the biggest thing is going to be technique, and then also just having like, from the technique, you get to the point where you have the fast swing speed, which is when you need like the stiff shaft and the heavier shaft, and then you unlock a bunch of distance that way.
Damn, bro, you know
But-
your shit.
I don't know.
Let me just give you
I don't know that
props.
much, but I just know that that's generally how it works.
That
but
makes that makes sense, because I mean, I watched the Full Swing show on
Right.
Netflix, and that's what they were talking about was club head speed, club speed, like ball speed, getting
Yeah.
through and trying to get that faster, you know, and off
yeah.
the tee box.
Basically, there's a
because-
bunch of calculations regarding like smash factor is like a certain calculation, like 1.4, I think, 1.44 or 1.45 or something is like the ideal for driver. Basically, it's just a calculation of like a bunch of things. If you're hitting around there, you're hitting the ball as good as you can. So it's like, then it's all equipment at that point.
I'm about to be driverless because I'm gonna snap it here pretty soon. Because I'm playing.
fair.
I'm playing a mean slice right now.
Well, to be honest, too, like driver doesn't even make that big of a difference for most people's game, like including mine. It's just like it's all course management, which
Yeah.
you start to realize as you get into it more and play more. You're just like, damn, I could have hit that 3-wood and maybe it would have hit the green, but I would have been better off hitting a 7-iron and then just hitting like a pitching wedge into the green
Right.
and actually being on the green
Yeah.
versus being in the trees over here.
Yeah.
You know,
I went OB in that bad round I had. I went OB 8 times. I mean, that's
Yeah.
8. I mean,
that kills you right
it
there.
kills you right there.
yeah.
Yeah, losing balls, taking drops.
Yeah. I'm good at that.
Because you can get away with
That's
like
the
if
best
it
part of my
stays
golf
in
game,
play,
is
if it
taking
stays
drops.
in play, you're good still. It's when it goes out of bounds or whenever you're in a hazard is when it really starts to add up. And putting and chipping.
Yeah.
That's when it just frustrates the hell out of you
Yeah.
too, because as soon as you go OB, it just rattles you
it's-
on that
yeah,
hole.
yeah.
Rattles you like, oh, I'm
But it's a lot of fun. You get those 1 or 2 good shots, keeps you coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. It's like a little high there.
It is.
It's like a drug.
Yeah.
It definitely is, and that's how it gets you.
And you have that one, you have a good round, like you said, like an 89, your best round, right? And you're like, oh, baby, this is
Yeah,
sweet. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait to go again.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it just crushes you.
Yeah. And then it's just like,
It's the
welcome back.
It's the consistency. You got to like do it so consistent and like try to
Mhm.
keep the same consistent swings, and it's hard to do.
That's the other thing,
It's
I guess.
hard.
The huge barrier entry, like you have to have a lot of free time to be able to play. You have to have a lot of resources to be able to play.
You felt it.
I
saw
felt
your-
some raindrops.
Yeah, I felt it.
If it stays like this, we're aight.
Yeah.
I think it
fit-
was just the trees. That
At least
were a
the
little bit
cameras
wet.
are basically under the thing anyway.
I
So
was gonna say, are they waterproof? How does that work?
they are
The
weather
trees?
sealed, but
the trees? Is that what you said?
Yeah, did you say
Trees.
the I thought you were
The
asking if
cameras.
are these trees waterproof?
this one might be. It's a
Yeah.
pretty big. Like we'll be pretty shaded.
We are
under
pretty
here.
waterproofed underneath of this tree.
It's
I
a
will
nice
say that.
tree.
Knock
This
on
tree was
wood.
tiny when we moved in, or when we built this house. It was small. Now it's
Now it's not so
massive. Grew with me. You
That's
know?
your buddy.
It's my buddy, 25 years old.
That's Donnie.
They
Yeah, it's That's Birch.
Hey, Birch.
I was that's Birch.
Hey, Birch.
I was watching a video of Conor McGregor. Like, have you guys looked into that at all with grounding, where you walk outside and you're not wearing shoes or socks, and there's something to it. They say that the earth and grass gives you energy.
I've heard about that.
I'm
I
about to
haven't
whip out. I'm
participated.
about to whip off the shoes and socks right now. But
Just
then,
see what happens.
well, yeah, they say it makes you feel better, improves your mood, and like there's a study too. Like if you go up and like hug a tree, that it helps improve your mood.
I mean, it goes hand in hand
weird.
with
That'd
what
make me try this
we've
right now.
talked about before. Like,
Birch, I'm coming.
like when we do the episodes at the stream, or we did the episodes at McConnell's Mills. You can, if you go into like near water or in nature and you come back out, you'll feel 100 times better
my
every
goodness.
time.
Nature's like, I'm big on nature. I go
It's
get
like
lost in
grounding.
the woods. I go fishing all the time. Mm-hmm. You come out of that like a new person.
Yeah.
It's like spiritual, growth in there.
Yeah, you got an ant on you.
Me?
Me?
Both of you actually.
of
You've
us?
got a
Huh.
spider, I think, on your crotch, next to your hand.
Oh, no. All right.
I just
He said both you, actually. You go,
You had
flicked
an
him.
ant like over there.
He
Yeah,
crawled all the way up. That's all right. As we're talking about nature, we got
yeah, and then
That's
we just
part of it.
flicked them. Then we just flicked them both
Yeah.
up. Like, love you, nature.
whack.
Yeah.
that's fun.
Gone. Talk us about. We're getting to it. The new album.
The new album, Fuego.
Gotta say, I love the song, man.
Yeah, Fuego.
Lyrics, beat.
So I was looking to do something with another artist. I wanted to collab. I had a lot of my, after New Beginnings and all my other releases, I'm really trying to collab with other artists. And Andrew Sellis, he worked with us at Treesdale, and he was always walking the hallways, singing, playing the piano in the hallway, very musical mind. And so, yeah, I hit him up, and he's in Arizona now. And we had this idea to make this album, and it was good. He flew in from Arizona, and his family and his girls here, and so like when he comes into town, it's kind of for like family time, to see his girl, all that stuff. So I was very thankful that he was able to carve out 3 days to go up to MCM Studios and record that, but. It's coming out. We dropped Fuego. We dropped Ain't Got Much to Say. We got Need You Now dropping on Friday. So, Fuego album is coming along.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What
It's,
is it, like 8 songs or something?
8 songs, yeah. Yeah.
Then you got some other stuff cooking too.
Oh, we're cooking.
Always cooking.
We're always cooking. Yeah,
It's tough.
Right now I'm trying to just like, build my stash back up, because as you release songs, like you start to run low on like content that you can release, and you always want to have content to release in your back pocket. So right now, I'm going to the studio here soon. I got like 8 songs I need to record, and yeah.
It's honestly reminds me of like comedians. You know how comedians have like minutes of material, or they have material like rapping and song creating. Like whole like creatives as a whole, I think is very much the same, where you have like this content, but then it's always in the back of your mind, like, all right, what's next? How am I going to make this new content? How am I going to create something that's new? And like, especially like verbiage and talking, like comedians and rappers, dude, to like not say the same shit twice. Like that, like comedians and rappers and singers and artists get smashed on it for repeating things so many times. It's like, how do you keep coming up with new lyrics, dude? Like you got to run out at some point.
Right, like there's only so many words.
Exactly.
How many people are rapping in the world, or comedians? How many singers are in the world? Stuff's just bound to get reused.
Right.
It's just like trying to come up with a different way to use it, kind of in the same way, make it sound a little different.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You wonder if we've hit
repurpose.
the we've hit like the plateau of the music or creative industry where like all the ideas have been used.
Yeah, I think it's always evolving. For me, right now I'm trying to work on like my social media and really gaining that fan base organically. There's so much that goes into it, man. Like I've been watching Gary Vee. There's a couple other guys I watch, and it's just like, I think for people who aren't like really in it, or like trying to like make it as an artist or something like that. I'm sure you guys know, especially like your media, and it's hard to like actually get traction. Like I'll post something, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna get 3,000 likes. I'm like, come back like 2 days later, I'm like, 10 likes. Like, kind of gets discouraging at times, but that's just the grind. You got to keep grinding, keep posting, keep finding ways to interact with your audience, and that's what I'm working on. That's what my primary focus on is this year probably.
It's tough. It's tough
good
to stay consistent and come up with new ideas and not get discouraged too. But we're probably at the peak in terms of like people on social media trying to do brands and do their own brands, whether it be musical, a business, a content, funny meme page. Like everybody's doing it. Like it's hard to find somebody that doesn't do that right now.
Yeah.
So it's very competitive. So you're right. It gets it's tough to look at the numbers and be like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Because it sometimes feels unfair.
Yeah, for sure.
To stand out's definitely a challenge too. And to be honest, like I think your Instagram page is really good, dude. It's like
I
solid.
appreciate
It's very different too from like other artists and stuff. Like you post your music videos, which is cool to see. Like I always like just look in and see like where's Ev at in this video. Like especially around Pittsburgh too. I think it's really nice to see like the different locations.
Yeah.
And as a viewer, you're like, oh, where's he at? Like what's that spot? You know. But it's definitely good for sure. I was gonna say too, like new artists and stuff that new people are doing right now. I don't know if you guys paid attention to what Zach Bryan's doing. Did you see how he's releasing his current album? I don't know. Are you a Zach Bryan
I didn't
fan?
see it,
Country
no.
guy?
I know who he is, and
Uh-huh.
I saw something like on my page the other day about it, but I didn't really read into it.
Me too.
Yeah, so basically from what I read and what I'm understanding, I could be wrong on this, is he's basically dropping his new album, and it's like the American bar scene. He always posts that on his Instagram, basically, of like bars that he's in across the country and touring. And he was like, this is how I'm going to drop this album, is every bar that I visited to while I was touring, they're going to play this song or his album. And that's where you can go and like listen to the album
way.
and song.
Yeah.
So there was like 50 different locations, all with like the bar names, and I'm pretty sure that's how it's like the the album's going to be dropped. Then ultimately, like it'll be out for streaming and
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cool idea. I like
Very,
that.
very
different.
different. Yeah, very different.
Bro, I'm bug central over here today.
I was
We're
gonna
in the forest down here.
Yeah, we got some raindrops going, but we're not getting any hair right now by them, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, we're not too bad.
Dude, the insects, let's talk about the insects that are taking over the world right now, because
Yeah.
this must be the year of the insects.
The
Because
lantern flies.
You got the lantern flies.
Mm-hmm.
You got the new flying spiders.
Mm.
That's a
didn't-
thing.
Oh, I have
didn't
seen
hear about the
something
flying
weird. It's a
spiders?
weird looking
Yeah,
spider,
it's like
right?
like a weaver spider. I forget what it has a weird name, but that's real.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah, they're here.
Oh my god,
Jeez.
I hate that.
You got the mosquitoes. They got West Nile again.
Are you for real?
I'm not lying.
Are people getting the West Nile
You
virus
can't be
now
getting
from
West
mosquito?
Nile.
You can't
from
be out here
mosquito?
getting West Nile.
I can't be
No.
getting West Nile
Remember
when I
we
live
were-
down by the Mon. You know?
Down by the
not-
Mon.
that's
Don't
not
get
the
West
right-
Nile up there.
That's not the right river. We need the Manga
Yeah.
Halo.
You know, honestly,
virus.
the Mon water might, he might be able to take
Might-
care of that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's probably shit in the Mon that
Yeah,
if you
you-
slapped on a mosquito bite, it would like the mosquito would come back and draw the blood,
Yeah,
put the blood back
yeah,
into you.
Yeah, right.
Be like,
funny.
shit, I messed with the wrong guy. It's the guy
Lyme's
from
disease
down
is
on
on the
Mon.
rise. The ticks are out. You know what
Ticks
I mean?
are
Ticks
out.
are bad, man.
Those lantern flies are bad though. They're about. I'm sure they'll be popping up here.
Oh,
Dude,
they,
the
they
babies are out.
The babies are out
Yeah.
right now, and I
They're
didn't know
out.
this, but like how they look right now is not their full form. I'm like, what?
No, remember
Yeah.
last summer
They're
they're
red?
like this big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
So they grow up and then they turn red and then they like jump. You can't even kill those suckers, dude. You
Oh,
try to
man.
hit them and they're like yeet. They're
Yeah,
literally like I don't know, like an elusive running back, like James
Yeah.
Charles or not James Charles. Jesus, Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
Jamal
Charles.
James Charles.
James Charles, probably not like him. That'd be a little bit weird.
That would be a little different. Yeah.
Bro, I'd be walking into work when I was working down at the strip district, and they have those trees lining the streets, and this is back when they were in full force. And I'd be walking down the sidewalk. I'd be like, "What? Like they're like B-52s. Like
They come and land on you,
Yeah,
too.
they don't.
They do
They don't
hit ya.
play.
They don't mess
play.
around.
They're
Yeah.
wild. Well, I wanted to get your opinion on this. I saw it on Twitter the other day. Do you feel that you're more productive in the winter or the summer?
Let me think about that.
Summer for sure.
Summer for sure. No, actually, you caught me off guard. Winter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think I'm winner. I think I'm like
Well, I don't know. Which way do you take the productivity side? I feel like I get
guess
more accomplished in the summer.
Maybe I should rephrase it. Do you feel more focused in the summer or the winter?
More focused in the winter for sure, because
I'm more focused in the winter.
I'm a winter guy.
I
As
just
opposed
think
to, I'm a fall guy, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
fall's my season. But
Like,
if we're going spring or
I guess
summer
for
and
me,
winter,
it just feels like when we get to like towards fall, it's a little raindrop action
know.
on us. You get into like October, switch flips, and it's like, okay, it's time to get down and grind. Like we got 4 or 5 months of like just work,
yeah,
the year left.
yeah.
and then summertime's like I want to golf 3 or 4
Yeah, I was gonna
times.
say,
a
you
week.
can't golf in the
I want to
winter,
go on
so-
trips. I want to
Yeah.
go fishing. I want to do whatever, like hang out outside.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think-
harder to be more focused. And the reason it came up is because a city like Austin or like LA or like a southern city where it's like summer all the time, people were arguing in the comments whether they're more productive or less productive than like in New York City. Because like New York, you got like, you're always on the move. You have those winter months where it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing to do but work.
Imagine being in a state that's like,
I would take a hustler from New York over a hustler from Austin.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
think somebody from New York City, I don't know, they're going to get it done before.
NYC is different.
NYC is different.
it's different.
I mean, that's also like, and like New York City is a tough city, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I never lived down there, but just visiting and stuff. Like,
You always hear it though, like the people from NYC are tough, you know, blue collar, white collar, doesn't matter. Like they're grinding.
yeah, like if you compare like a New York City to like an LA,
Oh yeah,
it's,
I think like
hands
New York
down.
City just
East
screams
Coast.
like more business to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Like more grind, more work.
LA still
focus.
feels
Yeah.
like people go there because it's warm all the time.
Right. That's like a destination, like a vacation spot.
Yeah.
I think the people that get to experience 4 seasons out of the year, thanks, bro. They tend to, I don't know, they tend to appreciate like the summer more, but then come fall and winter months, it's
I like having
down
the
to
4
business.
seasons, honestly. It's growing up I didn't like it, but I think it was because school.
Yeah.
And it was like fall would roll around and be like, damn, I gotta go back to school.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's the same year round, but I still have that dread in like August though, where it's like, oh, school's coming. I don't even go to
does it
school.
still trigger you in
I
August?
do.
You
I still
get,
think
like, the
there's a vibe.
feelings?
Like at the end of August, it's like, oh man, summer's over.
I was a weirdo, dude. I loved school. I like loved the
I mean, I
time
didn't
going-
hate school. It's
I
just
lo-
I didn't like going back to school.
I loved it.
As a parent, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like school season now more
That's
than
fair.
the summer. You know,
Yeah.
You know, it gets a little busy. You know,
Do you get like nervous for your kid like in school?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do nowadays.
Right.
I don't know. It's just with everything happening and
Well, I like not even like to get like on the crazy like the crazy part of it, but just like you want him to do like really good, and like you think of like yourself and him like going to school. I don't know. Do you see that?
Yeah, I don't know. I know how I was in school, and I
Right.
just, you know, if he could do a little better than I
Yeah.
did. No, but he seems to be doing really good. He's on a good path in that area. So,
That's got to be like the best feeling ever in the world too. It's like yeah, he's doing well. in
bro,
school.
he's smarter than me in some things. He's 6.
I swear, 6-year-olds now are probably smarter than me on tablets, phones,
Oh,
computers.
100%.
Like
He's got me there.
they're so digitized, it's insane.
We were in the car, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. And he goes, "Dad, you know cucumber's a fruit?" I was like, "Well, let me just tell him." I was like, "No, son, it's a vegetable." He's like, "No, it's a fruit." I was like, "Listen, I'm a chef. I know what a cucumber is, okay, buddy? It's a vegetable. You put it on salads." I looked it up. It's a fruit. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." My 6-year-old just schooled me in my own like profession.
Are
It's
you
such a
smarter than a
weird,
6-year-old?
That's such a weird topic though, because there are so many like borderline fruits and vegetables. So you're like, nah, that's a veggie. It's a fruit.
Yeah, like a tomato. Like first thing comes to your
Vegetable
mind,
to
it's
me,
a
bro.
vegetable.
Yeah. What makes a fruit anyway?
It
Like,
grows on a vine. Is
that
that
the
I
what
don't
it
know,
is?
something with a seed too.
Yeah,
Like
if
I
it
looked
has
it up, it was like
seeds.
seeds. But I feel like he was like at school that day, and it was
learned it.
fresh in his mind.
Yeah.
So he just wanted
Yeah.
to get it out.
It's like I'm gonna stick this one to dad. Like I'm gonna get him.
yeah, he caught me good.
Yeah, he's like his ass definitely
so
believes
what?
it's
A
a
fruit,
vegetable.
a fruit grows on a tree.
Yeah.
A vegetable's like on a vine, basically,
There's something,
or something like
or
that.
like from the ground.
from the
Like
ground.
in the
Because like
ground.
apple, fruit, obviously tree.
You have to
Alright.
Google it.
Orange
Yep,
is a
we're-
tree.
You
we're
have to Google
I'm
it.
googling it right now. I'm Jamie
Pineapple
right now.
is a bush.
A bush.
You ever seen a pineapple bush?
A pineapple is a
I
bush.
thought a pineapple grew on a tree.
It's basically a tree, but it's like
Okay.
a little bush. My uncle had like a pineapple bush on his porch.
Pineapple bush. All right. What makes a fruit? Fruits contain seeds and come from the flower of a plant, while the rest of the plant is considered a vegetable. In cooking, fruits are considered to be sweet. Okay. Well, vegetables are considered to be savory.
Okay, so it's more the flavor.
It's seeds and comes from the flower of the plant. What determines a fruit or a vegetable? Fruits and vegetables comprise different parts of the plants from which they grow. Fruits come from the flowering part of a plant and contain seeds. In contrast, vegetables are the edible parts of the plants, such as the leaves, stem, roots, and bulbs.
Bulbs.
Bulbs. I don't know if
Heard.
I'm pronouncing that correctly, but
Well, now I know.
Now you know.
Because my 6-year-old told me.
speaking of another debatable topic, my cousin who was born in Pittsburgh, lived here till he was about 3 years old, moved down to Oklahoma, his whole family, and he was down there. Now he's in Dallas, Texas for work. And he got into an argument 2 nights ago with a guy at the bar who was saying that Pittsburgh is a Midwest city and not a northeastern city.
I mean, that's what they tell you. They tell you it's a
But-
Midwest city.
My
Really?
people,
Yeah.
my people
I've
from New
never
York
heard
City.
that.
I've had this argument before.
I have never heard
I
that
think it's a
Pittsburgh-
northeast city.
I think it's also a northeast city.
Even I've had people from New York City tell me it's a northeast city.
I
so.
mean, being from here, in my mind, like we're in the Northeast.
Right.
But what I've been told my whole life is that we're in the Midwest. This is funny because I actually had this conversation not too long ago.
Seriously?
Yeah.
to me, I feel like it's like Kentucky, Tennessee,
St. Louis.
Indiana.
But are we that line? Like,
Missouri.
is Ohio? Like, Ohio's
Midwest.
Midwest.
I'd say
Ohio's
maybe
Midwest.
halfway
And where-
in Ohio. I'd say Ohio's definitely
Like Cleveland?
Midwest.
Cle-
Cleveland, you could say is northeast.
Yeah, because they get crushed with snow. They're in
Yeah.
that snow belt.
I just
Is
think it's like a
Youngstown-
certain.
Youngstown's
Maybe
closer,
if you're
so-
within
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 hours of like Philly, New York City, that's got to be northeast.
I think then Youngstown would be northeast too.
Youngstown, you could throw in there. Maybe the line is like around Columbus.
I think
Columbus,
I think
that might be
Columbus is a
Midwest.
Midwest. Yeah,
As
Columbus
far as
is
big
Midwest.
cities, but like maybe you go just past Youngstown and that's it.
I think you draw a line from Cleveland, down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then anything over is Northeast.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with
We
that.
got to talk to somebody
How
because
far
Google
south does
say?
the Northeast
Google's going to tell you we're Midwest.
go?
100%.
DC's Northeast,
think?
right?
1,000,000%.
Let's see.
DC's the Northeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roanoke, Virginia, that's like the same area.
Midwestern.
You hear that bird?
I love birds.
Cardinal.
We were just at the aviary 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
The aviary is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Saw
That's Kyle the Cardinal.
Wookie the sloth.
Wookie the sloth.
Yeah, he's down there.
Oh
They
yeah.
have sloths there.
They have one sloth, isn't it? Well, I think he said they had 3, but only 1 on display.
Oh, proved you wrong, Ev. Pittsburgh
What?
falls within the borders of the northeastern
Okay.
United
Well, maybe-
States.
they changed it then because
as defined by multiple U.S. government agencies. I could see why someone thinks we're the Midwest states.
I mean I would never think that.
Yeah, but anybody that thinks that's just uncultured. I'm just kidding.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Huck 2 on them.
Huck
that?
two,
How
that's
about that
crazy.
girl?
She's a legend.
I was talking.
She's
with-
everywhere.
I was talking with Julia the other day about it, and I feel bad for that girl if she has to go get a job like anywhere. or
Oh,
I
something.
saw stories that she
Two
got
on that
fired.
thing.
What?
She was a preschool teacher or something, but I feel like it's just a made up story.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
it had to be because they said the kids were going around and spitting on each other or something. Going hucked.
Imagine being her dad, seeing that.
She's so viral, dude. It's bad. Like everywhere.
Hucked it. Dude, it's everywhere.
It's
like,
on golf
how to
club
clean your golf
memes.
clubs.
It's on how to clean your car.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper just ripped the celebration yesterday
Did
at
he?
the game. Did you see that?
No.
He literally went and then did this.
He did the huck.
Yeah, it was a little.
Two on
It was a
that
little bit.
thing.
It was a little bit questionable, I think, for like him to do it. Everybody was like commenting
Hey,
on
she's
it.
a
but
legend now. You know, she gave herself a chance to be great, and she just nailed it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Those interviews like always just crack me up. They're like so cringeworthy, but then you'll get gold that comes out of it like that.
like that.
The whole interview was good. If you saw the rest of it, where she's like, "There's only one guy for me. I miss you, Pookie," or
Are
something.
you serious?
She's like, "He beat the cobwebs off this thing."
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that's wild.
That is an insane analogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For
beat
that.
the cobwebs off this thing.
I have never heard that in my life. That is
Yeah.
hysterical. I really hope she's not a. I really hope she's not a preschool teacher for her sake.
No, it had to be
'Cause-
fake.
If she
'cause,
was,
dude,
she's not anymore.
Well, it's
No.
perfect timing for her because it blew up at the beginning of
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
She's gonna come into class
Literally,
next year. It's
though,
like,
she-
all right, class, let's get ready to go, and everybody's like,
It's it's like unfortunate, but she could definitely like sell merch and stuff and make a lot of money right now.
I was gonna say,
like,
she's probably-
I could see her getting picked up at like
Barstool.
Barstool and
Yeah.
becoming like a Barstool
Yeah,
person.
She
she's
needs to
probably set for a
capitalize.
while.
Like, have you seen
Yeah.
Moobs, who's
Lifestyle.
the does the sit on it?
No.
You've never seen him?
No.
Well, she's another Barstool girl. It was like kind of wild, went a little viral, and then she works for Barstool now. But she's a cross player.
Okay. You gotta capitalize. I think now. There's no going back. You
Oh
gotta-
yeah, you have
gotta-
to embrace it. I
dive-
mean,
you have to
you're
dive in.
everywhere. All social
You-
media.
You have to catch it too, because it'll be gone in an instant.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
every
That's like
social
Sketch.
media,
That's what I was just gonna say. It's like sketch.
Sketch is gone.
he's kind of disappeared
Like-
already.
Yep. He
So-
called it too. He's like, I'm gonna ride the wave for as long as I can because this thing might not last forever.
He'll stick around for a little bit as a streamer, but he's not going to be as famous, I don't think, as he was for those 3 months.
Yeah. I think the Caleb Presley interview kind of was like the peak for him,
Yeah,
and he admitted that like he just kind of does it as like an act.
yeah.
And I think everybody realized that, and they're like, "What?" Like me,
Yeah.
for instance. I was
Right.
like, "Oh,
Okay.
yeah."
Thanks.
Yeah,
Sketch.
it's interesting.
See you later, brother.
See you later, brother. That's
Caught-
so funny.
Caught the world by storm, though, for sure.
Take us through the creative process of working with someone else. What was it like?
Well, like working with Andrew.
Celis?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that was like, well, I guess I did it earlier on in my career, but
Like, how did you do it remotely? I guess where you were like, okay, I'm singing this, he's singing that.
yeah, like getting the songs ready for
Right.
when he came in. Yeah, so we kind of, we got some beats together. He would send me some, I would send him some, and we kind of picked our favorite 8. And my idea for the album, anyway, was for him to write the hooks because, he was gonna sing them. So he wrote the hooks. He would send them to me. I would write the verses. And then, we would just kind of do that, go back and forth. Hey, you like this? You like this idea? What's this song going to be about? And, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be because we stayed in good communication. But, yeah, we got it done. It was good. It's easy.
Turned out fire.
Yeah, turned out
And what
really
was
well.
like the timeline? Basically, like a year. Well, actually, it was longer than a year because I remember it was like 2022. I went to the studio with you and Andrew when you recorded those first 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we need to do like a full
Yeah.
EP of this. And then like from that time to when you recorded it was what, over a year and a half?
Yeah. Well, Andrew, he's in and out.
Well, that's the big issue,
That's
yeah.
the problem. He lives 27 states away. So it's kind of hard to,
That makes it difficult.
yeah, it makes it a little difficult.
And he was
but
still
not
like,
impossible.
He was still like kind of in school at the time too, right?
Yeah.
So that made it tough.
Yeah.
But it turned out good. Interested to hear the rest of them, even
think
though
we-
I already have.
Yeah,
but
you already know.
You got the sneak peek of the album. I
Yeah.
think we should sample some of it if that's all right with you, Ev.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll play some of it. It's pretty good.
Which one's this?
Fuego.
Yeah, yeah.
This is one of my favorites.
It's
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. This might be my favorite song on the album. Oh wait, no, it's not. Maybe second. You want to? Go ahead, Andrew. It's my guy Celis right there. Bilingual.
I love this part.
Yeah. Cool music thing keeps the rent paid. She's my little senorita. So it don't take much to please her.
I honestly think this is like the best song that you've ever recorded. Though, like it sounds so good.
Look, Sue more Resta Loco. She got my heart in a chokehold. Fuego, baby.
Fuego. We'll give it a little sample, but if you wanna listen to the rest, check it out. What, Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah,
Ev's all over the place.
Yeah, you can go to my IG page. There's a link on there. You can go to Spotify. Search Ev Malone.
I feel like we were just talking about it, so we need to hear it. Give the fans a little sneak
Yeah,
peek.
for sure. Yeah, that was a great song. That was one of my favorite songs. That was fun to record too. It was a little different. You know, that beat's so like unique.
Boom,
Has that
boom,
like Spanish flair, the little
boom.
Spanish guitar.
Oh.
It was great. And then Andrew's vocals were amazing. That was a really good song.
There's
That was
something
a really good song.
absolutely too.
Oh man, where are we at now? We on the way?
This is already out.
Yeah. that was
I
a good
thought
one.
Somewhere I have something good something else that you sent, but I probably shouldn't play it because it's not out there yet.
Sneak
But
peek.
We could give a little spoiler. Like
I
a
just
10
forget what it
second.
was.
If that's all right with Ev.
I have to find it. What was one of the ones that's just you that you sent me recently?
One of the ones that was just me that I sent you recently. Oh, those are like just me. That's not Andrew Sells.
Right.
I probably sent you all of them.
It wouldn't be applying pressure, would it? Did we put that out yet?
Oh, yeah, you're not allowed to play that one though.
No, don't play that one.
Because I put a post up a couple days ago about next week. I want the fans to pick my next single, and I'm gonna be posting 3 snippets on my IG story and put a poll up. And whatever song gets the most votes is gonna be my next single that I release.
Right.
Okay.
And Applying Pressure is one of those songs. So,
We'll
Well,
steer
this
clear
comes
of
out in a
those.
little bit.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
some good
So-
ones cooking though.
yeah.
I'll say that.
There's a lot in the kitchen.
There's a lot in the kitchen. I'm always in the
who's-
kitchen.
Who's someone? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good analogy. Who's someone around the Pittsburgh area that you would like to collab with, like melody wise or rap wise? Is there anybody off the top of your head?
I've been actually diving in more because I didn't really know a lot of Pittsburgh artists. You know what I mean? Like the local Pittsburgh scene is kind of, it's not like LA or New York or even, you know, Atlanta or something like that. It's kind of like very minuscule compared to those
Right.
places. But I'm doing a lot more, trying to connect with Pittsburgh artists. But as of now, I don't really have an answer for that one.
It's fair. There's a lot though. There's more than we like. Even when we were talking with Mark too about just people that play music around
Yeah.
the Pittsburgh area,
Yeah.
there's definitely some talented slept on
Yeah,
artists.
for sure. And I'm
that are in
finding
the area.
out. I'm figuring that out
Yeah.
now.
And it's crazy just like the people too that like help produce music too, just how good they are and like make music just for like the studio albums too, and like how
Yeah.
talented like those players are. And I mean it's crazy. I love you brought up the guitar, like the guitar in a rap song is
Right.
so good. I love like whenever guitar gets thrown in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a unique sound.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Definitely working on doing more collabs coming up here soon, though. I mean, I did that one with JP, that Bye Bye song that came out. That happened just out of nowhere. A young kid, I think from Illinois or somewhere out there. He's like 16 years old. He's making his own beats. He's doing the whole deal himself, producing, mixing and mastering. He just hit me up one day. We start talking. I'm like, I mean, you're dope. You're way farther along than I was at I don't even know if I was in making music at 16.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he's like Kanye out here, like mixing, master, producing, doing all that stuff himself. I was like, I would love to get on a song. I mean, that's his first project. You know, I'm a little older. He's young, and just kind of like a mentor kind of thing. Just trying to give him advice and like get him prepared for what's to come, because
yeah,
it's a lot.
grind.
It's a grind. It's a lot. It's not always the easiest road. You're gonna have some haters. You're gonna have some negative people, and it's just like it's big not to let that deter you from chasing your dreams. That's like, you know, I wanted to make sure that I told him to see it through.
Do you think all creatives and musical artists have to go through some sort of pain to be able to be successful?
I think pain's where the best music comes from. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you think about, like, for me, you know, writing music, it's just stories of my life, things that I've been through. I even say that in one of my songs. I write about things that I've been through. So, I mean, pain's part of that. And pain's just a part of life. Like, people can connect with that. You know what I mean? You're not always going through good times in your life. Sometimes there is pain. Sometimes you lose a family member, or, like, you know, something like that can happen. And there's music for that. So I think there's definitely a spot for that.
Yeah, I think if you were to go talk to a lot of different artists and creatives alike, there's a lot of similar stories of like there's some sort of moment or something in time that it clicked for them and that they use as inspiration for everything. So
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the prettiest things I think come from the most hard and
Yeah.
tough points in your life. I mean, think about guys like Eminem, for example. Like back in the day, I mean, all of his like super viral
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady, and then like I don't know, like you have Lose Yourself, like whenever he's first coming out, like all about him, like
Yeah.
going through it,
Cleaning out your closet. That was one
yeah,
of my favorite Eminem songs of all time.
ever. That's like a guy that was just crazy messed up life, and then puts it onto the musical side, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, yeah, dude, like this is legit.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, like think about a guy like Tupac. I think was like one of the first guys rap wise that like really did that too.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I mean, Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie too. You throw Biggie in there. It's
Dude,
all
when
a
you-
dream.
when
But
you-
Biggie was upbeat about it, which was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Versus like Tupac was like the other way. It was like more
Emotional.
serious,
yeah,
emotional.
Yeah.
Dude, Biggie's like, it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
I almost wore my Biggie Small shirt today. I love Biggie.
I want to listen to that. Kim, what's his name? Connor, or not Connor, Joe. The comedian, I forget his name, but he has a bit about it, and it's like mumble rap versus Biggie Smalls, and he played like Young Thug song.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and then he played
Hey,
played
that's
it's a deer back
Darlene the Doe.
there. Darlene the Doe back there.
What do you mean?
Hopefully we
That's
got-
Donnie.
That's
Donnie.
Donnie the Doe.
Hey, Donnie.
She's probably ready to
The funny thing is even like
drop her kid.
the women around our front, like Tyler's sister, like just women that were around our front, Donette, Daniela, Donna, like they were also Dons. You know what I mean?
Donna.
Yeah. But I think
a good
going
call.
back on track, I think when you can use those hard times, the pain, you could put it in music to maybe help someone along the way who's like going through something like that. Like all the negatives in my life, I like to use those, my, past experiences to kind of like help others or maybe deter younger kids from like going down that path. You know what I mean? When you can
Yeah.
use those hardships in your life to help someone else, that's where it's at, I think.
100%.
Especially at a young age, I think too, if like a kid's like going through something, or like you're growing up, like going through puberty, dude, like it's crazy. Like the songs that stick with you too at like the young age that you are.
100%. These
You're
young
like-
kids
and
are listening to music.
and they listen to what you hear too. Like I know, I don't know. I think I grew up with like Eminem, like Dr. Dre. My dad was big on Run DMC, and like I was
Yeah.
Run DMC, the Beastie Boys. Like when I get older, like I'm gonna make my kids listen to that too,
Yeah.
because I don't know. You have like kids that are out. As much as I love like Little Baby and all the other guys, what they rapped about versus what those guys rap about
Oh,
is
100%. It's so much different.
so much different. The
And these
message
artists are
is so much
they're
different.
so influential on these kids.
Right.
And when they're listening to like, and I'm not knocking anyone's art because music is subjective and I get it, but when you got kids listening to street talk, guns, drugs, blah blah blah, and I get it. I mean, those musicians probably grew up in that environment as well, but they look up to you, they look up to those people, and they listen to these words, and it gets in their head, and they kind of like veer that way.
Right.
So it's like they didn't even have a chance. They just kind of were forced down that road.
And it's a huge factor, I think, too, with like what you're listening to, like on the daily. As
Yeah.
much as you don't think, oh, it's like just music and a song.
Right. Yeah.
It's
like,
always
what do
a
you
big
listen to?
debate is whether like that certain style of music or that certain style of like entertainment, TV, music, video games, the violence and stuff that's prevalent
Yeah.
in it, if it has an impact on the kids. And I think at the end of the day it does. It's just like, what do we do about it
I mean, how
without
could it
like
not?
impacting people's ability to create, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's tough. It's kind of like the Boy Scouts honor thing. You want people to do and say the right things, but at the end of the day, like you gotta go out and also make music and hits, and
Mhm.
Yeah,
there's
right.
there's
'Cause
a whole nother side to it.
It kind of
And-
becomes like a cycle at some point where it's like we want to escape that like violence and stuff, but if we keep preaching it, then it just keeps
right.
going down the same path. It's a
Yeah.
circle.
And it's
you
just
know?
getting, put into these, especially the younger generations, just getting put into their minds, force fed over and over and over
Right.
and over.
Then it makes me wonder too, like with a guy like the rappers now, can they make music that would be like a positive message now in their career?
I'm sure you could spin it that way. But as I just said, like I make music from what I've been through. And if these artists, if that's what they've been through, that's their story. like what side of the fence do you play? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Are you supposed to tell them no? You like that's not right.
That's why it's so tough.
Yeah, you can't. You just gotta. It's tough.
It
for
is
sure.
tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep making positive music.
You just do your
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Right, right. Because once you get into like a certain niche too, like that's your niche. Like, and you want to be employed. You want to be the guy that drops a terrible album.
No, I mean,
You know, so
I
you
think-
gotta stick to what you know, what your fans know. It's definitely a one side of the fence versus another.
yeah. I'm just gonna pump positivity into the world because I think that's, especially being a dad. Like my son loves my music. He listens to it. He knows the words. Like
That's cool.
yeah, it's cool. He sings my he knows the words better than me sometimes. And
Like
I
little-
wrote it.
Like you imagine like little baby son
Yeah.
rapping like little
Yeah.
baby
Yeah,
son.
right. Yeah. So even just for him to just hear a positive message when he's listening to my music, I think that's good. But
Yeah.
also for everybody else who's listening around the world, you know what I mean? Like
If they can listen to
what
it
I'm
and pick a
about.
part out of it that
Yeah.
like that makes me happy.
yeah, that's
Like
it.
Fuego. That song made me happy. It made me feel like
That's
I
what
was
I'm
like ready to
saying.
dance.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Feeling
dancer, but
Summer
I feel like ready
vibes.
to
It's a
dance.
good summer song
Yeah,
there.
really
yeah,
is.
absolutely, yeah.
I think like music back in like the 90s, and I literally have Juicy on my phone right now by Biggie Smalls. Like, I don't know, there's something about that song, and I didn't live through that time, but
Yeah.
like thinking about that song, I feel like, I don't know, people were just different back then listening to music versus
Right.
they are now.
Yeah.
Times change.
Yeah, music back in the day, like, I mean, Biggie, it was all a dream. I love Biggie.
Just put you in a good mood.
I
Does.
love Biggie. I mean, you got the Biggie versus Tupac. I was always Biggie.
Me too.
But Tupac's great.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
Love Biggie. I mean, come on now.
I
just had to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to pull it away. Because Diddy was in the background of that a little bit too.
No, did he?
Who was I listening to had an unreal bit about, I think it was Cam Patterson or somebody that watched the Kill Tony show, and like he brought up how he like ran down the hallway with his towel on. Dude, the
Who,
fact
Diddy?
that
Yeah, I
did you
saw
see
that
that video?
video, yeah.
The fact that his towel stayed on that entire video was
Oh,
like
shit, I know what you're talking about.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Absolutely remarkable.
My goodness. There's so much crazy stuff going on. That
In
was
the
wild.
world.
That
It
was
was wild.
Is he arrested? What's the deal?
Something happened, right? Didn't he flee the country, or is that?
I thought he fled. the
I don't know.
country.
I never followed the end of the story. I just knew he was in some shit.
I think that's going to be like something that's not going to be resolved anytime soon.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot to unpack there.
There is, and
Mm-hmm.
even like the first raid of his house, they said that they were going in there to get tapes of other people. Did you see that conspiracy theory? Like it wasn't video recordings of Diddy. It was like recordings that he had of other powerful people.
Okay.
Going down like
it's
the
like the
conspiracy
Epstein
rabbit
thing
hole.
again,
Yeah,
where it's like
and
who was all
there's-
connected with him that did the same shit.
And
You know?
I think he was somehow, some way, like connected into all that too.
he probably, yeah.
That's what you got to think. These people, like, they run together. And even, like, being young, listening to Diddy and seeing him, like, in all these different music videos with all these different people, like Jay-Z and all these other big names. And it's like, how many of these people are, like,
all connected into this same thing.
that's what I'm saying.
The
Weird.
Like,
once
the
you reach a
gatekeepers,
certain
the
level,
gatekeepers of hip-hop, like,
everything's tied together. All
Imagine,
the
like-
labels, the people, the entertainment stars, like it's all one big circle after a while because you just start to know everybody.
And if you know what
That'd be
Diddy's
like-
up to,
that'd be like,
it's-
if Diddy came up to me and was like, hey, I can make you famous, but you got to be my boyfriend.
Yeah,
Well, you know what I mean? Like, is that a gatekeeper of hip hop? Like,
No,
do I
there
gotta
sure
sleep
is.
with Diddy to like get a record deal? Like, I'm not sleeping with. Sorry, Diddy.
Well, the
It's
shit,
not-
well,
crazy
he did
shit
that.
I'm
happens.
just not
so-
sleeping with him. You know,
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I'm almost positive, like, he did that.
that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's so wild.
Yeah,
There ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't know, and I don't plan on knowing.
Who said that? Someone said that, like, in an interview, and it was, like, the wildest thing ever. And now this all comes out, and it's like, I think it was LeBron. It might have been
Ain't
LeBron.
no party like it is.
probably.
Yeah.
That brings a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No Diddy.
Are the days of buying songs over?
And albums.
yeah. I would think so.
They've been over for a
They've
minute
been
though.
over, yeah.
You lose some of the nostalgia of it though. Like I never experienced it like you did because you're a little bit older than me, but
Yeah.
I was only we were growing up in like the iTunes era where it was like you'd pay 99 cents or $1.29 for the good songs, you
Yeah.
know? And you
I
just buy
remember
your catalog.
the first album I ever bought was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. And I was
Legendary.
And I was in a CD store going through, like, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just go to Spotify and download that.
Isn't it crazy how fast that happened though, from like the 90s to the 2000s to 2010s when it was like strictly becoming streaming. And downloading?
Yeah.
It's
I
all in
remember
like
when you
30
had to pirate
years.
the songs, you had to go steal them off the internet. Then you were
Right.
like burning CDs, waiting for like the feds to bust down your door, like for like
was scary.
They gotta get me. They know I
Yeah.
got LimeWire on
Yeah,
my
I got LimeWire. Like, I was like 15 years old, like triple locking the door while I'm burning CDs in the bag.
Mom's getting an email because
Yeah.
it's saying that your computer's hacked now.
Cease and
Yeah.
desist.
Yeah.
100% cease
It's
and
like
desist.
we see you. We're taking your computer for evidence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little
Uh-oh.
wind action.
Yeah, we
Little
are.
tornado.
We apologize if you guys are getting muffled.
Hope no
sounds.
branches come down on us.
Hey, if it's our
Hey,
time
we're
to go,
waterproof.
if
But
it's
you
our
know
time
what?
to go, it's our time to go.
It
Doing
was,
the MVP podcast. That's cool with me, man.
Digital Cowboys.
Digital Cowboys.
knows.
It puts in perspective the fact that like how quickly things like evolved from like the early 1900s to now. Like we were driving horses, and now
You
we're
drive a
driving
horse?
You were riding horses, and
Now-
now you drive cars.
Yeah.
And now I can
That you
instantly
can stream wireless music
Now you
to
can
and
go
stuff.
get
Like,
Ev Malone for free instead of paying.
could you imagine you bring George Washington on like to today? He'd shit
Big
his
George.
pants. Big George wouldn't know what to do.
George Dub.
George, no, not George.
No,
well,
no.
Not
Yeah.
George
yeah.
Washington.
Yeah. What would he do?
They'd be like, they'd have no idea.
They'd be like, "What have you done?"
Just,
would you-
Just
Yeah.
having a house like
What would
that's
you
built
show
like this
George
would be crazy.
Washington? if
Imagine
you
our
brought him?
founding fathers seeing what's going on today. They'd be like, "What have you done?
Yeah,
would you-
honestly.
How did it get like this?
How did we get so messed up?
Yeah, how did we get this far?"
What happened?
Yeah.
What would you show them if you had all the founding?
What do you think
fathers
would be
here?
the most interesting thing to them?
I think a car, dude. A car would blow their mind.
Yeah, they'd be out
I
of it.
honestly think a car would blow
but
their
this
mind.
would be pretty crazy too.
No, this would be insane. Yeah, the phone and showing that you could FaceTime someone in real
I
time.
just don't think they'd understand this like they would a car though.
Yeah,
Like a car, they would get it. They'd be like,
or even a toilet, man. The toilet was like the greatest invention of
True.
the 19th or the I don't even know what
heating and
century,
air
18th?
conditioning.
What about like one
Literally.
of them robot vacuum cleaners?
A Roomba.
Yeah, a robot vacuum. There's so
probably
many
stomp
things.
on it. They would probably think
They're
it's
like, "What kind of bug is that?"
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
probably would
squish
think it's
that.
a huge
Yeah,
bug.
get rid of that. Like,
I-
no, it's cleaning your floors. You know
I
what
saw
mean?
something on the founding fathers too. I think it was Rogan or somebody was talking about it, but there was literally like 7 to 9 guys that were on there that were literally like 18 to 21 years old. I think John Hancock was like 20 years old when he signed the
Johnny.
Declaration of Independence.
Shout out Johnny.
Could you
Well-
imagine being 18 and 20 years old signing the Declaration of Independence?
I don't even
Yeah.
think at that point you would know the gravity of what was going on.
I think we grow up a lot slower now because you got to think that's like halfway through life at that point. Back then, you'd live to like 50s.
That is a fair point.
Back then,
Back then, like 1700s or
you might even be
1800s.
lucky if you make it to 50.
Maybe
Like
lucky.
scarlet fever.
That's like
and,
good.
the plague.
So your responsibility was a lot more earlier on. Now I'm 20. You know, we're not as we don't
That is
have as
true.
many things to worry about. I guess.
You have to worry about graduating high school.
I
They
think
were
back
worried
then
about
you'd have
the
to, like-
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have to like just going on a walk. You'd have to like worry about getting eaten by like a wolf.
Yeah, that wouldn't you wouldn't have to worry about getting jumped.
like a
Well, you
grizzly
would have to worry about getting like jumped, I guess,
By
but
the
you'd be more
British.
concerned about like animals killing you
Yeah.
that
or
would be
getting
a
lost
giant
and not
concern.
being able to find your way back
In the winter,
in the winter.
like frostbite,
It's over.
Like you're losing a foot.
I mean, think about a winter season and just making sure like your house is heated throughout the
Mm-hmm.
year or throughout the winter.
That's wild.
Imagine the heat we had this last week with no air conditioning.
They wouldn't like have anything to eat. Like,
You
it would
wouldn't
spoil.
sleep at all.
I wonder if the winters back then were like way worse than the winters now. Like with climate change and everything. Like
Yeah, they were for
You
sure.
gotta think
you
they
gotta
had
think
to be
they had
worse.
to be like crazy.
For
Yeah.
sure. For sure were. I mean, that's why Thanksgiving was a thing, right? Because of the winter was so bad and they were all starving, like about to die. And
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, all the holidays are during the winter.
Yeah.
basically.
They're just celebrating
The main
they're
ones.
still alive.
Live.
Thanksgiving,
Exactly.
Christmas,
We're so
Easter.
thankful we're still alive.
Your 3 quarterly holidays, and then we put on like 4th of July and Memorial Day and Labor Day, which were all us, and
'Cause we
Juneteenth.
we needed-
and
we needed
President's
some
Day.
summer
We
activity.
needed,
needed a
days off,
break.
basically.
We needed days off, yeah.
Although there's nothing better than like Memorial Day and 4th of July, though. When it's nice out,
It's a
you're just
vibe.
like America.
We're getting there.
America.
Yeah.
4th of July. That is
America.
it's a holiday.
It just gets the boys going.
Really
What was
does.
it the one day you texted us and you're like, I love this damn country. I forget what it was about.
I don't know.
Oh, it was about the fly fishing or something, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I forget.
No, it was Tyler posted it because it was on Memorial Day weekend. I was like Stoney's beer, fly
Oh, yeah,
fishing
yeah.
on a Sunday. Memorial Day. Thank you.
Yeah, what's better
Love
than
this
that?
country.
What can you,
And you were like, I
what more
love this
can you do?
country.
Actually, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull up the comment because it was.
It was funny.
Tyler like sent me back like laughing emojis. Where's he at? Tyler.
Is that
See
the
what
Tyler
songs-
from Treesdale?
No. This is Tyler Smith, one of my friends from growing up.
This is the Tyler.
He's
from,
like the outdoorsman we had on.
Do you remember
once.
Alex Smith from Treesdale?
I don't think so. They're not related though, for sure.
His little brother's name was Tyler.
so.
But he
Ty-
doesn't have a brother.
Different one.
Different one.
Different Tyler.
Tyler goes.
Shout out Tyler
absolutely-
Smiths, both of them.
Yes, Tyler goes absolutely epic weekend. One of the best stretches of water I've ever had, and like this really like nice paragraph. And I said, "This is rad. I love America."
It
Memorial
was just
Day.
so funny to me. But I think to close this episode out, you should go live on the MVP account and see if anybody hops in and asks a question.
I like that.
Invite
live.
him. Maybe his audience will join too.
Cool. Let's do it.
Be a good way to see test the waters a little bit.
Live segment, or it's just a bomb drop.
We've got
and we
some
have
heavy
to,
mist coming down. We're sheltered under this tree right now. We're all right,
Yeah.
but
All right, how do I go live? Just click that. Oh,
I
there
guess
you go.
so.
Guess that's my first time.
We'll see what happens.
Did either one of you two see the Kendrick concert?
Oh my gosh,
How crazy was that?
I missed
that
it.
was.
That was one of the coolest concerts I've ever seen.
You didn't see that.
Mm-mm.
It was
He
like
brought
4 hours long.
He brought up like Russell Westbrook, all those guys, and
It was the whole West Coast.
Ev,
whole
go see
West
if you
Coast.
can join,
Oh,
so then
yeah,
it
yeah,
brings
yeah. How do
in
I-
your. I
how do
think
I
he
invite
can
you?
just go watch it and like request to join or something.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
it was
Alex
insane.
will hop in here at some point. Oh, there
Yes,
he is.
Alex, you want to join? We're with Ev right now.
Yo.
Oh, don't block Alex. We're going live right now.
Yo,
There's cousin Josh. What's up, dude? Where you at? We're recording right now with Ev, episode 40.
Episode 40. Shout out.
Shout
MVP.
Oh, you don't have the record button on here. Oh yeah,
oh,
you do.
Crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, there you are. I
Oh
got-
wow, I'm delayed.
Oh, we got some more in there.
Julia's in. Oh boy.
Julia, fire us off a question.
Yeah, give us a crazy question from the audience.
The weekend. Connor
Sweet.
Wilson.
My man Connor, what's up, brother? Let's get Ev, can I invite you in? How does
I
this
don't
work?
know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Can you request to join again?
I feel so old right now. I feel like my 6-year-old could figure this out. faster
Yeah,
than
you
me.
and me both.
Oh wait, here, maybe you go like this.
Send a request.
Oh wait, I can send it to you.
Wait, I'm on. I
Invite.
requested.
There you go.
I sent it to you.
We sent one to you.
All right, let's see what happens.
Who else we got?
Oh, here we go. Look at this.
He said I
He
drove
said
by
I
your
drove. He's in town.
Are you in New Willie?
Yo, we're live.
We are live.
Might have to turn the sound off,
Yeah,
otherwise
we'll
it'll
turn
be.
the sound.
Oh, Peter's Pasta. We need a good question. Fire us
Ryan,
off.
hit us with something.
Yeah.
We were talking about golf
Yes,
on the
sir.
potty. We're also talking about music. Anything you could think of. Putting you on the spot.
Big spot guy.
Big on the
Big
spot,
spot
guy.
Big on
guy.
the spot guy. But yeah, Kendrick's concert.
The Kendrick's
awesome.
the
Yeah, what was
Kendrick's
the story
concert
about the
was
Kendrick
really
concert?
was
I
really
mean,
really cool.
I think, just to be frank about it, I think it was just like a Drake burial. Like he just buried Drake. He performed Not Like Us 27 times, I think.
Yeah, he did it like 5 times in a row.
Really?
It was legendary.
Wow.
It was really
Oh,
good.
his set was
like,
so good too.
that song itself is just like very catchy. The beat's good, and he just
Mustard on the beat.
kills them.
DJ Mustard. He makes bangers. That's what he does.
Is that who made that?
Yeah, Mustard on the beat.
Mustard on the beat.
I will say though that it made him extremely relevant again.
I mean, Kendrick is always going to be relevant. He just
Oh, digital cowboy
Cowboys.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
Let's
Yo,
go.
Emmy.
Sneak peek.
M from the
And
Dale.
Miracle's in there.
Yeah,
go.
M from the Dale.
Oh, Dylan Malone.
Yo, Dilly Dill.
Is that your
That's
brother?
Catfish. That's my cousin. That's
okay.
Donnie.
That's
That's
also
Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah.
Donnie,
Sweet.
Don, Rick, Ricky.
See you at work
Is-
right now?
Is Rick
No, it's not.
Ricky from Trailer Park Boys?
I mean, we watched
Almost.
Trailer Park Boys.
Because
No,
that's
actually, you know where Rick came from, and Dylan can vouch for this. Rick came from The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
the main guy.
The main guy, Rick.
Rick.
Mm.
We
That was a
wanted
good
to be
show.
like
Someone
Rick.
just said Don, Rick, Don.
Yeah, that's
That's
Dylan.
Donnie.
Don, Rick, Don. That's Donnie.
I don't know what about it is. It's funny, but it's funny to me.
Bro, wait, you got to get around like 6 of
He
us.
said Walking Dead too.
Yeah, see, Walking Dead. Yeah.
All right, Dylan? Is everybody in the world Don and Donnie then?
Not
Don, Rick, Don.
Not everybody in the world.
Everybody. You have to be
You have to be like accepted.
select. Okay. You got to earn the right to be a
Yeah,
Don.
like I feel like Vion just recently was.
I was Drone.
Yeah, he was drone, but like, if you asked me if Vion was a Don, I'd say Vion's a Don.
It took a while though. 6 years.
It took a while.
5 years.
I got some.
You- I mean, you're on the list. You're on the
Sweet.
the watch list.
Okay.
All right, that's on
You know
the
what I mean?
on the come up.
Yeah,
On the come up.
there's a lot of people who don't even make the list.
Hey, I'm grateful to be on there.
Yeah, you're on the list.
You made
Yeah.
it.
It's a very exclusive list.
Got 6 viewers on here.
Hey, not bad for a Sunday morning.
It is weird to
I forgot
believe
it was
it's Sunday
Sunday.
morning.
I forgot it
Right.
was Sunday. I, think.
Isn't it odd? Time
Yeah.
flies. You got to go to work tomorrow, huh?
I do. Yeah, first day.
Woo.
Oh, it's your first day too.
I'm
yeah.
excited.
You nervous?
No,
No.
I've been doing this.
You've
so-
done
No,
this a
no
while.
pregame jitters.
No,
Do you get
It's summertime too. There can't be that much happening at Point Park.
even if there was, I'm so used to walking into a mess.
Skiddo
Yeah.
Escobar? What's up, bro?
Treesdale got us prepared
Yo,
for anything.
what up? Hey, that's he be showing love all the time. So,
Give Ev a question, dude.
yeah, ask me.
Drop a
ask me
question.
anything.
Anybody
He said,
throw
you
something
can
in there?
become a Don, but
But
Rick is exclusive.
Oh.
Yo, I like that. I like
Is-
that.
is a
There's
Rick above
levels
a
to
Don?
this. Apparently,
I guess there is. Hello,
we'll
Mike
have
Bell.
to take that to a vote.
Mike Bell, we were just talking about your golf swing. I was giving
I was
you
telling
pra-
him
I was
how the
giving you
first
praise.
couple times you see like a professional player hit a drive, it blows your mind. And like first time I saw Mike Bell and Johnny Stucker and Jacob Stucker hit the ball, I was like, holy shit.
That ball travels.
So high, so far, and straight most of the time, which is nice.
Apparently, we got a mean echo going on.
Probably because you
Really?
both are next to each other.
Oh.
What should I do?
Maybe you bounce.
No, you can one of us can
You
mute.
mute, you mute.
You mute yours, Ev.
How do you mute it?
Click on the top. Here, wait.
That one guy wants to know if you want to make a movie.
There you go.
Am I muted?
That's a good-
Oh, I didn't even see those there.
Yo, Ev, do you ever think about doing a movie one
Yeah,
day?
that's my homie. That's my.
If yes,
that's my
what would it
number
be
one
about?
fan right there.
What
That's
would it
my
be
homie.
about?
I used to work with him at Pitt. Doing a movie one day.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot nowadays. A lot of rappers are rapper / actor dog. You know what I mean? Like,
I heard Mark Wahlberg talking about how he couldn't go back. He didn't want it. You either do one really well or you do the other really well.
I think it would just be like a one-time cool experience. You know
To
what I
just
mean?
do it?
To just do a movie.
Yeah, I mean, you think about a guy like Mark Wahlberg started off by rapping
Rapping.
and then just did full movies.
Right. You think about Wiz with Mac and Devin. you know?
Yeah, but then he went back.
And then he
just
went back to music.
Soul music.
Right.
Yeah.
Movie was okay. It's good. It was funny.
It was good. Yeah, it was good.
But then you have
Donnie's in the chat.
you've got
Uh-oh.
guys like
Who? Don.
Donnie Bagels.
Big
Yeah.
Don.
That's Don.
Is this the OG
That's the
Don?
OG
That's
Don.
Donnie.
That's OG Donnie. But then you got guys like or girls, I should say. I mean, music wise, think of like J Lo,
Yeah. Even
She's
Queen
music.
Latifah used to make.
Queen Latifah.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Queen
you don't-
Latifah.
If you say Queen Latifah today, you don't think rapper.
Rap?
Or
No,
music.
no, you
You
don't.
just don't. But that's where it began.
Great movies though. What
Yeah,
movie did she
and-
make
and
about the
movies.
What was the movie where she was in with
The Stocky Boys.
where it was basketball? She did a basketball movie with,
She did. I can't remember what it is.
and it was a good movie.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of expertise about music. You especially, which I've noticed. You know your stuff.
I love my music, dude.
My dad knows a lot about like the older music, so you two would get along well with that. I'm
could-
uncultured in the music scene,
He said
but
uncultured.
I just like love going back and listening to old videos about how songs were made, how bands were made.
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting to me. Like YouTube.
is.
I go down the YouTube rabbit hole quite often.
Bro, I love I'm an old soul. So like Motown is probably my favorite era of music.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got classic rock. I mean, it's just I'm so into all that old music.
There's so many just different storylines, too, with like music and Motown compared to rock, compared to 80s hip hop, like how it started, like how the band started. And it's insane. Yacht
Yeah.
Rock. Yacht
Yacht
Rock.
Rock.
Yacht Rock. Let's
Oh.
go. Hall and Oates. What,
Hall and-
what
OG
are we
Donnie
talking
Mudbone.
OG Donnie Mudbone.
Oh my god, that is a wild comment,
Yeah.
in, but we love it.
Yeah.
Yacht Rock is up there for sure. It
OG Donnie Mudbone.
we got a question, Ev. Where would you like to perform at?
Like if I could pick anywhere,
Anywhere.
or just like locally. Like locally, I think Stage A would be real dope when it's open in the back in the summer. Like you see some of those Mac videos that would be really cool right outside of Acrisure now. But
Stage A is a awesome venue for people to just go and hang out and
Red Rocks.
see a good show.
oh yeah, Red Rock. That's a good one. Good
That'd
pull
be a
there.
good one.
That'd be so cool.
Has anybody done it rapping wise at Red
I'm
Rock?
not sure if they do
I'm
a lot
sure.
of rapping, but I'm sure they've done it.
I'll do it. I'll have
Skiddo Escobar. Me and Ev got a new song.
Oh my god,
Skiddo Escobar.
Oh,
I got a line.
coming.
I got a line. I got a lot. I got a couple features coming out.
Nice.
I'm excited about.
Old Country Buffet 2027. There's some inside references that are getting dropped in this live, and I don't even know.
I'm not even seeing them, so I don't know what.
You don't see him?
You don't see
You
him?
just see him in
Nah.
the comments.
Oh,
I'm not seeing them.
The
Who said-
couch. Dylan said the couch.
I mean the couch. I mean, yeah, fire them at me. I'll let you know
Westfest.
about it. Get out of here. Westfest is that? Those are the Dawns. I
That
know.
was Donnie that said that.
Westfest, dude. Old Country Buffet. Can we like stop there for a second?
Yeah,
Do
let's
you
go.
remember that? No, it's not. It's not a thing anymore.
It's gone.
Y'all,
I'm
are
never
y'all
heard
too
of her.
young? Are y'all too young for Old Country Buffet?
I
This
got
is out.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I got Cracker Barrel.
Nah, man.
IHOP.
I don't know that.
Old Country Buffet
Denny's.
was wild. Yo, shout out Old Country Buffet. They had one, you know, where on McKnight where the Best Buy is and the Target and the Kohl's.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
was right in there.
Wow.
Old Country Buffet. Shout out.
You don't see any buffet places anymore these days. Golden Corral. They just got a stigma to them. I think we should go about and make like a really good buffet place. Is it possible to make like a really good buffet place?
Imagine
We start our
it'd
own.
be so hard to do that.
It
Like,
would.
We call it
It'd be very
Dawn's.
challenging.
I'm just talking like inventory wise, keeping your food fresh. I mean, this is the chef thinking.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how
That's
we
the
want
one
it.
downside, I guess, with a buffet is you have to have so much stuff always like prepared, and you waste so much
Prepared,
probably
ready
in
to
the
go.
meantime.
You
Yeah.
have to.
The overhead would be crazy for a buffet.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what
Like
I
high
want to do?
quality.
My goal is once I'm established enough, I want to open like a kind of like a cigar bar esque place, like in Zealy, like kind of like that old school ultra luxe like little place bar,
You're
That's
in,
the
like,
thing, though.
Speakeasy style.
speakeasy style. Because
That's
there's
definitely
nothing
the
in
thing.
Zealy like that. There's 3Bs and there's some other place I forget the name of it.
Go in
Yeah.
and have a smoke. Nice little bar. High
Be a
bourbon,
good
yeah.
spot for it. Yeah,
High
like a
class
bourbon.
alcohols. Yeah.
Mhm. But I don't want to have to
Bourbon
deal
stogie.
with like running one would be tough. So I gotta be rich to be able to do that.
He said, "I got the idea, but I don't want to. I don't want to
Implement it.
No.
That's all right.
That's
an
so
idea.
funny.
It's definitely an idea.
Fire one.
T. Ross is in here. T. Ross, what's up, brother?
So, who won?
Who
Drake,
won?
Drake or Kendrick?
It's got to be Kendrick.
I'm gonna say Kendrick.
I
Yeah,
think it has to be.
it has to be. But I mean, truthfully, the Drake effect was real for Kendrick, and not to glaze Drake or anything like that, but the dude made him like instantly famous again. Like the Drake effect again. I don't know. I think it took full into a place. Like if you pick a beef with Drake, like it's gonna go viral instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, like Kendrick's Kendrick. Don't get me wrong, like great rapper and stuff. But honestly, I thought like his last two albums after Good Kid, Mad City. I mean,
What? To Pimp a Butterfly.
I like that album. I don't know the most recent one that he
Morale.
dropped. Yeah, the most recent one he dropped. I didn't think was that great.
Yeah.
And the one before that, I'm like,
Kendrick's just so like they're two completely different artists. I mean, you got Drake,
Yeah.
who's just a hit monster. He just produces
machine.
hits. He just hit after hit after hit.
Yep.
Kendrick's more like deep, introspective, and like honestly, I think Kendrick's pen game is just out of control.
I agree.
Better than Drake's,
Yeah, I agree.
I would say.
I agree.
But Drake has, well, depends on who's writing for him. But I think, the music he does put out, the words are, I mean, the pen game's there. It's
yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, how he conveys it and says it.
I think Drake came out early on top. Like when it first started, I was like, oh, Drake's got this in the bag.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, where's Kendrick? Where's Kendrick? Kendrick needs it, you know what I mean? And then Kendrick popped out.
Because he did crush like absolutely everybody in rap battles before Drake.
Yeah.
Like Meek Mill.
Yeah. I don't know. Pusha
Push
T.
it did kind of body him, bury him.
I mean,
a
you
little
gave
bit.
him a little low blow, but I guess in rap battles, there's no such
Yeah,
thing.
there's no holding back. Then Kendrick might drop more disses. Plus, he said he got more for Drake. Oh, he might drop more.
Kendrick seems
more in the tank.
kind of like a petty kind of like,
Guy that just he's
he's just
keep
going to
doing
pound
it.
pound you into the ground while you're already down.
He honestly should at this point. I mean, he just did sold out LA Forum or whatever it was that he was performing at.
That was such an epic show.
Was an awesome show.
Tyler, the Creator,
Everybody.
Roddy Ricch,
Everybody's on his team right
YG.
now.
He had Absol, Schoolboy Q. He had the whole
All
TDT.
the the West guys.
J-Rock.
Whole gang.
Yeah. Drake also wants to drop on the same day as Kendrick, which I doubt it. Nice. Very cool.
Seems like a good place to wrap it.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing up.
Put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it.
Bow it up.
Thank you,
Episode
Ev.
2 with Eb Malone. We'll have
Yeah.
to do number 3 here this winter.
Hey, I'm down for whatever. You need
Yeah.
a co-host ever. You need whatever.
We will do the
Ooh.
combo episode, with Mike Hitt.
Oh, that needs to happen.
That needs to happen still.
I'm
That'd be a
trying to
fun
get
one.
Donnie out here.
Donnie would
We
be
need to
great
get
on here.
We need to get Donnie on
Talk
here.
about his golf game, and
Donnie's,
everything.
Donnie's playing well.
he's dialed. I've noticed.
Donnie's playing
He's
well.
got the bug. We could say he's got the bug.
He's locked in.
He went from not golfing like at all last summer to playing all of the time.
Yo, Dylan said have all the Donnies.
All the Donnies
That
on at
would
once.
be.
As a group Don.
Hey, that would be crazy.
That would be.
Me, Tyler.
It honestly would be a
Dylan,
pretty good
Sean,
episode, yeah.
Y'all too. Oh, it'd be. I don't know if anybody would know what we're talking about.
No, but it'd be fun.
That'd be fun. I'm
People
here
would be
for
like,
it.
"What are they blabbing about?"
Yeah.
And who's Rick and who's Don? And yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be a good time.
I'm here for
Oh, yeah.
that. But,
We just convinced him to let us use the Arnie's porch on a Monday.
Oh my, that'd be a podcast location.
Would be.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
sounds like a spot.
Yeah.
It's a wrap though.
wrap.
Episode 40.
Thank
with Ed
you.
Malone.
Thank you,
Thanks for
IG
coming
Live.
out.
Hey, new music coming out soon. Be ready.
We'll
Stay
be
tuned.
plugging it in the comments
Yeah.
and dropping a couple reels.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thanks for having me.
Always.
Peace.
Later.